to find that out. But what we won't have to find out too much longer is when the game's starting, because it is now live. Thanks all of you for tuning in. Again, this is kind of a show match really to kind of just test some production stuff for future Blitzkrieg battles, but it's also just a way to kind of show off the game. And this might be some of the last games we actually see before some big changes, Vince. I think is the other thing to kind of talk about. We got the bar and the STG getting buffed in the next update, and as well as some other things. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects things in the next Blitzkrieg battle. But let's see how things play out in this round. It looks like it's going to be an early attack up the coast side for Article 51.
Yeah, Aerox has already picked himself up jackets too, so that's going to open up long A nicely. And when they're already through on the alleyway, so Duffer, who of course notoriously back in the COD 4 days 2 was a monster with the SMG, was phenomenal when we casted him at the Blitzkrieg event. He's going to be moving into position. That being said, though, they've already taken control of mid as S-Walker from the backside is going to connect with the cart. Blackmane and Ono both down. But Elzo is also fallen. So a 3-on-3 with just over a minute to play with. We'll see Copy finally push in with his shotgun. He gets traded up by Soklon, who does now have control of the bomb. And that A site is looking pretty open at this point.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. As we do have Soklin with the bomb trying to make his way over to the bottom A house. The smoke does go up to allow him through, and Duffer does get a pick off from actually the defensive spawn to make sure he can get in and gets them into a 2v1. The bomb should get planted. Plenty of time. Etney using that bomb plant to his advantage to get the 1v1. Does get it, and now it's Soklin versus Etney.
Bomb planted, however. But it is the Gewehr versus the Carbine. So all about those default classes right now. 30 seconds. Etney was hoping that Soklon would show himself down lower, but Soklon, still behind the site, is going to rain in some hellfire to the head of Etney, who is trying to jump up on the boxes to get into the site itself. So first round is going to be a successful one for Article 51.
Yeah, really well done. Just playing out that 2v1 to perfection to allow that bomb into the site to plant, but then it all came down to just a straight-up duel between Article 51 and the Ocelots to solve things, and it did go the way of Article 51, so they will get their first round on the attack. So we're going to see how Ocelots wants to respond. Looks like Article 51 still wants to be attacking this coast side. Copy, though, with a great set nade, but Duffer just responds, and now the snipers are exchanging. It's already down to a very quick 3-on-3, and that's just how this game can work sometimes, man. Sometimes just so fast, and it just continues to pace. As now it's a 3-on-2 thanks to the scope of Elzoy. What can Blackmane and Soklin do to try to bring this one back is the question.
They're just trying their absolute best to beat those nades into the site and catch the Axis off guard. But as you say, round almost over within the blink of an eye. Blackmane and Soklin going to try and stall it a little while longer. It's not as if the Axis have got through this one undeterred. They have lost S-Walker and Jackis for their troubles. This is still on the table. This is still up for debate. Blackmane's just picked up an SMG to go alongside the sniper rifle. So he's going to be okay for the time being. Also just chilling on the broken wall, trying to take mid-control for himself. And by and large, the Axis have good positions. They have control across the map. They don't need to move. Time itself is starting to tick against the Allies.
Yeah, it really is. Down to 35 seconds now. Blackmane still playing over here towards the apartment. Soklin actually still over towards the mid-arch. They have to worry about Elzoy, who's actually over at Broken Wall, so we can watch them cross. And we have Copy sitting inside alley. So if they try to make a move towards A, it's going to be quickly detected, and it'll just come down to aim battles at that point. As Soklin puts his smoke up, trying to use that to get into apartments, but that's where Copy rattles off from the alleyway. Blackmane does get the pick into middle at least and knows where Copy is, but he's running out of time. He basically has to force his bomb plane. He's already taking damage. I don't think he's going to be able to get it down.
He basically was just forced into going hyper-aggressive at the end. Maybe going to try and take some weapons away from the Axis, but they're A-okay. So 1-1 is going to be the scoreline. And it's back up to Article 51 as to how they want to approach into this round. But as I said before, Dust, with quite a lot of things being reworked in the foreseeable future, there were some mentions as well from Brampton on his stream about maybe a reworked economy and the card system getting revamped somewhat.
I heard the card system's kaput altogether, and they're going to be doing some type of currency system, maybe a little bit more similar to Counter-Strike. So we may be seeing our last competition of this patch, basically, with this system. But for now, that's what we're working with. It looks like there's a shift of effort here from Article 51, looking to attack more towards actual middle and into the broken walls. S. Walker and Elzoy, though, up close, and they are teeing off right now. Only Duffer remains in this area of the map, and Socklin still trying to come around spawn. Duffer's going to have to do a lot of work right now at this Thompson to try to get Article 51 back into this round, since it's already 2v5 as he does press the connector, spots one over towards spawn. That's the scope down of Elzoy. But still a 2-on-4. Still going to be so difficult to play their way back into this. Duffer's already been detected and tagged, but he will be able to get away and regen as he just kind of holds over here towards B. And this might, if Socklin can get past Etney and get this bomb to B, he might be able to get a plant, but that's the big problem. These two Article 51 members are so separated.
Yeah, definitely is going to be the issue for the time being. Duffer's going to try and snake his way around the back, see if he can maybe get himself a couple picks and get the attention away from his teammate. There's one into S. Walker. That's going to make this a little bit more interesting. And meanwhile, Socklin's gone on to Etney, Copy, and Jackis. It's now a 2-on-2 with 30 seconds to play with. Socklin's going to try and join Duffer. Jackis about to find out just how good Duffer is with the SMG. And suddenly, this is actually stacked against Ocelot. It was a round that you really expect them to win. That grenade is disgusting, landing on the site, baiting out the nade, but unfortunately it's at the cost of a life. And now Copy comes in for the 1v2 clutch. That nade was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of the times nades get used early as kind of set nades to get initial kills or maybe to slow down the attacking team's timing, give yourself a chance to get better positioning. But there he holds on to it for the clutch in the end, and it serves him so well. Gets the bomb planter down, gets the 1v1. Got to give your hat off to Duffer, though. He made a big effort in a 2 versus 5 to get that into a 2v2 and actually get the bomb planted and give his team a chance to win. Very back and forth, kind of a slugfest in that round, to be honest. A lot of these rounds have played out pretty tight. We are going to see Article 51 wasting no time this time around, going towards Guardian, looking to get over to B, but the set nades are just too damn strong from Ocelots. 3 kills already on the board for the Axis side. Duffer responds with 1, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter. It's going to be all on him now. He's got a couple of kills, but can he really do this?
Well, he definitely can, but it's going to be very hard for which to make any moves. That being said, there's the first one onto Elzoy. He goes peeking around with the rifles. Not going to help against the Thompson. Now, Duffer still has so much time to play with.
He does. And he's on for the ace, by the way. If he clutches this up, it would be a massive individual effort. Copy, though, laying prone over there. We'll be able to pick him up, though, and silence his efforts towards the ace play, which have been so fun to talk about. But nonetheless, I mean, this has been a close game all in all. I mean, maybe the scoreboard doesn't reflect it because, you know, it's 3-1, but it's still early days, and we've seen these rounds come down to a lot of 1v1 type situations. That was like really the first big, bold victory from the Axis side, I feel.
Yeah, the previous round with the 2v1 that the Axis managed to get out. Also, Dust, is the X-ray working for you? Because it's not for me.
It is not, unfortunately.
Yeah, rip.
Yeah. It was working fine the whole Blitzkrieg battle last weekend, but I have a little issue here. But we'll try to get that sorted out between maps, or at least for the next Blitzkrieg battle, which will be taking place this Saturday. But anyway, again, we're seeing that effort over towards B here from Article 51. All members there, except for Socklin, who's actually playing from the red building. He just wants to keep an eye out on mid, it feels like, catching any rotations since they put that pressure on the B side of the
Well, once again, hyper aggression, just too much to handle. Etney goes down. He nearly took a player with him, and Duff just prone in the smoke. The cheekiest of positions will take down S. Walker. Elzoy comes back with 1, but he's traded out instantly. And the allies, surely in a 4-on-2 post-plant scenario, have this round on lock. To make matters worse, Socklin's still in mid-house as well. So once Ocelot, if they want to try and push through towards the B alley, Socklin can just shoot them in the back. This is basically looking like it's a no-hope round.
Yeah, just too overwhelming over on that B bomb site. And, you know, basically attacking into a 4-on-2. And Socklin is just kind of holding out on red. Jackis and Copy trying to hunt him down maybe and see if they can at least get his card or at least maintain their 2 cards. So they make sure that they have those guns coming over to the next round. And we are going to see Jackis being able to get Socklin there, so they'll give him a card. Copy takes out Duffer, so at least they get some parting shots on the way out. But again, it is Article 51 who does take the round. Again, just very impressive attack over there, over towards B. Mostly just winning by brute force and numbers, if we're honest. But sometimes that's all it takes.
I mean, you can see why they tried to save those cards as well. They basically have 1 operator, and that's it. Everywhere else, 0 cards remaining. So they wanted to make sure they kept as many as open as possible. There's going to be a lack of firepower through into this round, though. Plenty of Gavez, MP40, STG. As Copy goes looking with his up on long, will spot a plethora of players, but he's able to get one in the form of Duffer, who has been the key man for Article 51. That's a head of a scalp to take, and he's able to rummage his way back in towards the mid-house. Jackis has died just behind him, which is going to make him a little bit more desperate, but he will push forward with the STG, claiming yet another life. This has been a great round thus far for Copy.
Indeed, he's found all the information. He's got a couple early picks, and he holds a power position inside this red building. This is real estate that Article 51 really want, because you can use window to get vision on middle. You can use it to just, you know, do so much from. Finally, A-Rock clears him out from that very location to give that space right on back over Article 51. And now we get into a 3-on-3 situation. So yet another close round on our hands, and the score is also close right now. It's 3-2. Still, you know, about 40 seconds left on the clock here. Article 51's just still gathered up towards bottom red and towards T-Arch. Not sure if they want to swing this either way at this point, but with that pick from Blackmane on the Elzoy, they're going to go ahead and move over towards B. But Etney, he's waiting there in the corner. Will they clear him out is the big question, or can he shut this down?
If he just gets a kill, that could be enough. Now the bomb's going to get planted. Not for his position. He's going to have to come out into the open, but he's going to be able to get the kill. Not able to stop the plant, but now the shotgun into the backside of Blackmane will bring this into a 2-on-1. The remaining player being Ono. He must be feeling the pressure now. He's currently just prone and will get plucked out by S-Walker. Hell of a hold by Etney. But not only, I thought it was like a one-and-done sort of scenario for him. I thought maybe you get one kill, then get fragged instantly. Nah, he survives the whole way through.
Yeah, it's kind of a combination of effects. For one, it seems like most times I watch Coast, there's not a lot of people who just hide there like that. Like, usually it's more of a post-plant position or something. Very rarely do you see someone hide there, so that played into it. And then the other big thing is, it's not like Article 51 had a whole lot of time to clear everything out. They were down to about 20 seconds when they entered. It does take a few seconds to plant. You want to give yourself some time. So they just didn't really have the luxury of maybe clearing everything, or just didn't even think of it. And so Etney just kind of the snake in the grass. They're able to come out, and he allowed the bomb plant because it doesn't really matter in this game. Like, if you're a Counter-Strike fan, you know, bomb plants give you money or something like that. In this game, it doesn't matter. It just extends the clock and keeps your team alive in the round. It's just a requirement, basically. So letting it plant didn't do, you know, anything for Article 51, and didn't harm Ocelots in any way. So we do see Etney this time getting aggressive at the yellow building here, pushing out the bottom, making sure no one is there for Article 51, and just kind of holding on to that space. Kind of a spread right now from Article 51. You do have Duffer, who actually snuck through Connector and is actually maybe going to attack into this B street. And I don't know if S. Walker is going to be, you know, thinking of this. He could definitely be looking to get a nice little flank in. Everyone else still held up at coast for the most part.
Duffer's actually snuck his way around 2 players. Just thrown over a smoke as well, so that could keep them interested for a little while longer. And in the meanwhile, you can see on the perspective of Ocelot, Jackis, Copy, Elzoy, all on A are looking towards mid. They have no idea that Duffer is in close enough proximity. Jack is going to rain out some fire down towards the middle site now, and this is where Duffer can start to push his way in. Ono's gone down, which is going to be an issue. And with 30 seconds, really, that Duffer flank has got to get some kills.
It really does. He's trying to push into bottom A right now. He's actually coming through the doorway, looking to see if he can find something out. Jackus is in the area, but Duffer does get the kill with the Thompson. A-Rock's also popped off on the copy, so it's a 4-on-3. Duffer pushes into the site. He will be able to get the plant. There is no one actually here, but Elzoy is in the area with the scope, at least cutting off some of the other players at middle. A-Rocks will also get caught by Etney, so it is a 2-on-2. Bomb actually hasn't even gotten planted yet, and S. Walker will actually just straight up win the round. Ran out of time?
Out of time. I think the bomb may have got dropped in a bit of an awkward position somewhere around mid by Elzoy's car, his scoped car. So that's incredibly rough. But you can see in terms of the cards, even though it was a timeout round and Ocelot won, they still have 0 cards remaining across the board. No nades at all either. So yeah, sure, they won the round. They're 5-2 in the lead. That's great. But all it takes is for Article 51 to pick up this round, and Ocelot are going to be in real trouble.
Indeed. We do have Socklin and Ano, though, in their own right on just the carbines. Actually, everyone is, except for Blackmane with the sniper. And S. Walker with the set nade finds 2 already. A-Rocks and Blackmane still trying to push out over towards B Street, but with the disadvantage and good positioning from Etney and S. Walker, it's going to be very hard for them to really find much over here. And Jackus is even pushed into the T-Connector house. He could get behind A-Rocks, and he does. It's another big kill from Ocelots. They've come out flying through the gate and have a 5-on-2 so early on in this round. Looking to maintain that lead and extend it.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like, you know, if they can win this round, then Article 51 can bring this back. They're one nade from S. Walker right at the start, double. That's the round pretty much done and dusted. That being said, Blackmane needs to come back with a kill of his own. Etney's tagged pretty low, but darts through the air and leaps himself to a kill. Socklon on the receiving end of that battering. Blackmane solid shot onto Etney, but he's going to go 3 more. Not able to do it. S-Walk, who started the round with a beautiful double nade, is going to finish things off with his SCG. So, no longer going to be as much of an issue. They're still low on cards, but as you've already highlighted yourself, we've seen a lot of carbines picked up for Article 51 this game.
Yeah, Duffer will have his patented Thompson, though, this time around, and we know how dangerous he's been with those SMGs. Very aggressive player, definitely not shying away from taking forward positioning a lot of the time. He's definitely one of the big action creators for this Article 51 team from what we've seen from the Blitzkrieg battle and what we've seen so far today. So we are going to see Article 51 looking again to kind of push shortcut over towards the coast side of things. Blackmane just watching for aggression from B side as the rest of this team, again, just trying to work up long A. A little bit of an exchange thus far, but Jackus is going to be the victor. A couple of kills at coast, trying to keep it going, but eventually it's taken out by Blackmane Scope. And again, we have a close number situation in the mid-round. This time, a 3-on-2 in favor of Article 51.
Oh, Slot dropping a couple of players. Not sure what that's all about, but it is a 2-on-1 now with S. Walker. Let's see if he can clutch this from Blackmane and Ono. Ono's yet to get a kill, which is very surprising. He is a very good player. Going all the way back to COD 4. So for him to be 008 is incredibly rough. 45 seconds. There's time for the allies to try and bamboozle S. Walker, who has been in pretty dominant form. He's 10-5 himself. He's not looking too bad. And Ono is going to get taken down from S. Walker. At least his information across the Blackmane as to exactly where S. Walker is. There's going to be no escape for him unless it's out the backside. But he's not even sure where Blackmane currently is. Unbeknownst to him, Blackmane at the bottom of the building. I think he's just heard noise, and Blackmane sprays through the box to take down the kill into S. Walker. Incredibly close, but the allies have got it done.
Yeah, so I think we're going to take a bit of a pause to get Ocelots players back into the server and get everything squared out of 5-on-5. As you said, I didn't even realize it, but yeah, Ano's really struggling. He's 0-0-9 right now. So he hasn't really got out there. Luckily, Duffer's been so key. We've seen some big plays from Blackmane as well. So he's definitely kept his team on the board in that sense, 6-on-3. So I think we do have all the players back in. Everything seems to be going live once more, though Elzoy hasn't really moved yet. I'm not sure if they're still having issues of some sort. In the meantime, though, we have had Jackus already go down. That's a scary name, by the way. If you say it too quick, it sounds like you're saying jackass. And it's like I'm insulting him or something.
It's all good, bruh. It's all good. However, for Elzoy, it isn't. He's off the server again, having some issues with connectivity, it would seem. But Article 51 with no chill. They don't care about that. All they care about is rounds, and all they care about is wins. And in this 4-on-2, you'd expect that they're going to pick up yet another one. Even though these have been incredibly close rounds, and it even seems like Article 51 have had their nose ahead a bunch of times, it is still 3-6. You know, Axis, this is a decent first half already. And that nearly was a bit sketchy around the backside, but they managed to get it done. They managed to get the kill. That's going to be 6-4.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of mid-round 3v3 type situations that have played out. We've seen a couple of 1v2, 1v1s. There was really only maybe like one dominant round win from Ocelots, one where they had like the double set nade kill, and I think that was S. Walker who did it over at the B side. So they had like maybe 1 or 2 pretty dominant rounds, but the other, 8 rounds that we've played have definitely come down to small number situations in the late round to, finalize things, and the scoreboard kind of reflects that, 6-4. So definitely a tight contest here between these two teams of COD veterans. So you are going to see Duffer pushing out Coast very quickly right now with the Thompson. He's already pressed all the way up over towards the A building. Copy is going to be an alley. We do have Elzoy pushed up outside of red, 2 in red for Article 51. So he could get jumped on if they decide to jump out the window, but Jackus is there for cover from T-House. Meantime, Copy's been taken down. And that means A is pretty much wide open except for Elzoy here, and he does only find 1, so that means that bomb likely going to make its way in.
Jackis in the meanwhile is going to push straight through mid on the archers. Picks himself up a kill. A card to boot. Blackmane will not be playing any further role with his sniper rifle. He's down. Interestingly enough, every single player alive came through into this with a default class. They have traded across to a Thompson in the hands of Aerox. But it's Carbines ultimately versus Gavez as the bomb is going to start to get planted. Etney going to try and wall bang. There's Aerox who has been tagged down at 20, but the bomb still got planted all the same. So now the stress, the pressure goes from the allies onto the Axis in this 3-on-3 retake. I've seen a player go up towards the site now. There's going to be Duffer and Aerox who just charge straight through. It's going to be a Thompson for a quick-fire double at the end to get Article 51 to a 5th round.
Yeah, it's kind of equal exchanges early on, but it was Article 51 who gained the most ground off of it. Yeah, it comes down to a 3-on-3, but most of the kills Ocelots were getting were based off of just rotating from B and catching kills at middle, and yeah, it gave them space to work with the retake, but you know, it's Article 51 who get the kills, who actually get them into a site and get the bomb down, and that's kind of that extra man on your team at that point. The clock's ticking on Ocelots to make a move. As they start coming in and trying to set up, that's when Article 51 decides to break through the site and just come flying at their faces, and they get those kills very quickly. In the blink of an eye, it all ends, and we just have one round left to play in this half, and it could wind up being a tie game, but as we move over to the second half, the way this has played out so far, as Duffer moving quickly into B, but Etney playing from the backside has been able to find the opening frag. The Ocelots have the early advantage, but Article 51 look to be knocking on this B door. But look at this rotation. Jackis and S. Walker coming over to help. They have another kill on their side.
Not bad at all. Oh no, he's going to go back to the kill of his own. I think that's his first frag in this match. And he's going to double it up. Okay. He's woken up from his slumber. The Giant starts to slay once more, but he has been knocked down a peg. Blackmane and Soklon, 48 seconds in which to try and push on to the site. They are together at the very least, but they're going to be hitting the site where both Etney and Elzoy are. And Copy's in mid, so he's got a quick flank round from the B alley side as well. This is going to get sticky, you have to feel. It's going to be very difficult for Soklon and Blackmane to purchase themselves a bomb plant. But they're going to push together. Elzoy comes through with the first kill. And the second as well, with Etney chiming in for the assist. A solid hold this time around for Ocelot.
Yeah, definitely. Well done by Etney to get that initial kill, and also just based on the information they got a pretty quick rotation from S. Walker, one of the other Ocelots, to be able to come B and kind of back them up, be those reinforcements that were needed. And they just got the better end of the deal. Pretty much only Ano really got any ground there. I think the biggest thing, it seems like, is Article 51 sometimes just kind of lives and breathes by what Duffer can do offensively with his aggression. And if he gets shut down so early like he did in that round, it kind of really started breaking down the offense a bit. So we do have 7-5, the lead for Ocelots. Now they will be attacking, and they will be sending 4 players up coast side and also trying to get control of red apartments. Arox will be looking to the aggressive in there, and we could see an early battle, but it goes the way of Ocelots. The shotgun of Etney to the face of Arox. And the kills just keep coming in for the Ocelots. They now have a huge advantage. Really only Soklin remains to defend this A bomb side. Duffer has to make the rotation from B, but he's so far out.
Yeah, he's decided he wants to try and flank around the back of them right now. Looking to push his way through, connect the house, but Jackis is there waiting with the Garand, and that is a clean sweep. Everyone's still alive on Ocelots, and, well, that's one hell of a start to the second half.
Yeah, no lost cards. That's really going to help you out if this game plays out for an extended period of time, and that's probably the most dominant round we've seen all game. I mean, it doesn't really get much cleaner than that if you're Ocelots. So I think it's good for them, since this game has been so close all the way through, to finally get just like a really big round, extend that lead, get that confidence, that swagger back, as they are going to be setting up once again, similar to the last round, looking to get some control of red and over towards coast. They do have Elzoy, though, kind of patrolling middle from T-House with the sniper, but Duffer's nade has found first blood in this one. So Article 51 will get to work with the early advantage, but Elzoy quickly erases that. Blackmane, though, responding. Frag's pretty quick right now, but it is the advantage for Article 51.
I mean, that is a mouth-watering prospect. Elzoy against Blackmane with sniper rifles. They're both such good players. And that time around, Blackmane did come out ahead. Ono down. And so will go Duffer. He's up in the tree, is Jack. He's able to jump back towards the hedge now on the boxes. That's going to be a bit of a tilting moment for Duffer as he realizes that he's been done well and truly. 50 seconds left. They are pushing on the site where both Sokolin and Aerox are currently residing, though. So it's going to be effectively a 2-on-2 if they look to push into the A site at this point.
Yeah, right now they're just kind of clearing out back alley and looking towards spawn. They could even wrap over towards B if they so chose. It depends on what Jackus maybe finds over towards Broken Wall. They don't have to commit to A. They still have 30 seconds left. They could sprint through spawn the opposite side. Jackus looking for Blackmane here at connector. I think that could be what prompts them to go either direction. Now they do press into B, and Arox has the shotgun perched on the stairs. Shuts that down. That's pretty much the round at this point. There's not enough time for Jackus to do a whole lot.
Yep, it's over. Either way, whether he got shut down by Blackmane or time itself worked against him. Solid hold by Aerox with a shotgun at the bottom of the site. And now the table's starting to turn maybe 6-8. Still anybody's game here. And although Ono did start very slow, you have to think that if he starts to wake up on this defense side, then things could get a bit shaky now for Ocelots.
Certainly. He's got the Car 98 in his hands down on the Axis side, and I feel like that's the gun we saw him using to great effect in Blitzkrieg battle. He wants to get away from using scope weapons. Apparently didn't really like the way they worked in this game, but certainly a guy who can use the bolt-action rifles to great effect. So you do see Ocelots pushing Statue, getting some control of middle. S. Walker also clears out the red apartments, taking down A-Rock, so they're getting some map control right now, but Sokolin at least keeping his team in the hunt. But quickly traded by Jackus, and that's the A-bomb side taken by Ocelots in rapid fashion. Oh, Jackus tees off even from the site onto Duffer. Bomb plant in a 4-on-2.
Just as we were talking about them holding on and making this a bit of a closer affair, Ocelots romp straight through to the site. Kick-ass take names. Blackmane and Ono looking to push in one by one, but Ono's gone down. It's all on Blackmane. I was about to say they're very much isolated from one another. So it'll be two separate angles of a retake. Blackmane's not able to get it done. That's going to be a sniper card. Trading hands now to the allies. And that was just a case of just brute force up A long. There's really nothing they could do about that.
Yeah, just really rapid pace attack there from Ocelots, just getting in the phases of Article 51 early on and just being relentless with it. Being able to clear out A-Rots, get control of those red apartments. Again, also just helped they were able to push Statue. I mean, you're just getting so much control of the map. So many different angles of attack onto your opponent. Now they're just a few away from maybe taking this one. They're up 9-6 right now. Again, it's MR12, so it comes down to who finds 13 first. 12-12 obviously leads to some type of overtime as Ocelot's looking for some set nades on the B-bomb sites. But the kills are coming from Article 51.
Yep, this time it is going to be the Axis that reign out supreme, but the bomb is starting to get planted. Strangely enough, with 5 players left, they're still going to concede the bomb plant. S. Walker from mid-house is able to lay the law down onto an unsuspecting Duffer in the back. However, that smoke is going to be very difficult for him to see much of. And he has spotted a couple pixels just darting across towards the site. S. Walker now is going to have to be in hot pursuit. He knows that both Copy and Etney are about to face off against a 2v4 unless he can get there real quick, and Sokolon's got in for 1 kill. They spot the second player at the back of Markets, and it's going to be him down as well in the form of Etney. Sokolon with 2, and now S. Walker, man, who was trying to move through the B alley, is going to be the last to fall with a bomb defusal to boot. And as you said before, Dust, the bomb plant really doesn't make any difference in this current economy. Sure, you got the bomb plant, but you still lose. Doesn't give you any more cards.
Indeed, it does not. It's really important to talk about how Article 51 won that round. I mean, basically, they just pushed mid really aggressively. They pushed Broken Wall. They said, we're not giving you this space for free anymore. And it looked like Ocelots were trying to do some type of B split, trying to get mid into connector, as well as some people through the B street. And just, you know, you basically had 4 members of Article 51 in middle fighting maybe 2 guys from Ocelots and just cutting off half of the split, basically. Yeah, you had S. Walker and Red being able to try to fight back, but those 4 guys just rotate to B and fight the bomb planner, and S. Walker's just stuck alone. So just really good picking apart Ocelots, splitting them up. Gets them another round on the board, but Ocelots, they have the opening pick in this one. They have control of red, but Duffer, he's the one to watch. He's flanking around for B. He could catch Elzoy in the back, and he does. That evens it back up.
And Blackmane has taken that equality and thrown it away. S. Walker, who was a beast on the Axis side, struggling a little bit here on the start. 16 and 13, still top fragging. Joint with Duffer. Speaking of Duffer, he is currently just pushed all the way around the back once again. Blackmane has felt the force of Jackus. He's going to get tagged in the backside and finished off by Ono. We'll spot a player up in the mid-house as well as a Grand rattles out. That's in the hands of Etney, I believe. He also has a shotgun as well, so he's going to be a bit of a double threat, but that grenade lands on the head of Ono. The amount of attack nades we're seeing from Ocelot is absolutely outrageous, considering how long the game's been out for. But even with that being said, they face off in a 1-on-2, and it's going to be Copy with the weight of the world on his shoulders, who should be able to get the plant down at the very least.
Oh, that nade coming in, though, could get him as soon as he gets the bomb off, and then Socklin will actually catch him with the headshot instead. And again, I think this really just comes down to the fact that Duffer's aggression is just paying off in dividends now. I mean, he was a big part of their push at middle the previous round to get a couple of kills and destroy the B split. And then this round, he pushed out B so early that he gets the quick intel that, hey, they're attacking A for sure. He's able to push behind them, get a kill, take the scope down of Elzoy, who's such a big piece for this Ocelots team. And it really allowed the rest of his players who are already at A to be able to kind of just, you know, fortify over there and realize, hey, we don't have to worry about moving. We have the information, and it allowed other people to rotate and just make sure they had the numbers to deal with Ocelot's attack. So definitely just kind of some good adjustments here from Article 51 on the defense. Ocelots, though, still maintain the lead, but it's just shrunk down to one round. But like you said, they're so well known for their attack nades. Particularly, we saw it on Liberation during the Blitzkrieg battle on that B-bomb site. They had some pretty intricate stuff up their sleeves. So we'll see if maybe they break something out here. But it'll be A-Rock just dropping the hammer down with the grenade. And so Socklin, in the blink of an eye, it's a 5-on-2. Those set nades can be so tricky.
Yeah, somewhat just repaying the favor, because we saw time and time again Ocelot were getting 2, 3 kills in rounds right off the bat, just charging them straight up towards the spawn. And it's all on Elzoy, but he's been spotted in spawn. Will pick up 1 kill, nearly transfers to a second. Nice try, but ultimately all in vain, as his card will get collected. 9 apiece here on Coastal.
Yeah, indeed. We're all squared up now. We're getting such a great game out of this. Again, the set nades coming through. Multiple use, right? The set nades can be used for early kills like that. Again, it can slow down timings, get you better space. It has so much utility to know those tac nades, and it paid off big time that round for Article 51, who have finally tied this game up. They've been playing from behind pretty much the whole way through, but now it's an even playing field. Again, they're looking to get aggressive at connector and middle and try to deny some space to Ocelots, who are focusing on this A side, but S. Walker does get that opening kill.
Ono again will be the man to fall down. A couple plays very low, but they're going to be able to regen any second now. Etney onto Aerox will be disappointed. He didn't get that kill. It was a very important one at that. It would have given some mid-control to Article 51. Instead, Ocelot are just barreling down onto A once more. Socklin's on his own. Duffer's going to be trying to make a move around to help his teammate out. This is all down to the shotgun-wielding Socklin on the site. Can he get any kills? And if so, just how many? Jackis onto Duffer. So it is just going to be Socklin all by himself. Down he goes to the bar, and the round will follow. So again, it seems like finally Article 51 dragged their way back into the map, and then Ocelot just change up the pace and start to move ahead once more.
Yeah, the aggression caught. I mean, you've been seeing time and time again A-Rock trying positioning inside the A apartments or the red building, whichever you prefer. That time he gets cleared out by Ocelots. And like you said, it was Socklin kind of left alone because Duffer got caught in spawn. Blackman was trying to rotate through B on the flank with the scope, but, you know, couldn't really get into the mix. So Ocelots do get that 1 round up right now. We are going to see Ocelots now focusing over towards B side, so they're definitely kind of shifting the emphasis on where they'd like to take this. But Blackmane, he's drawn first blood. He's been watching that cross. He's already found 1 kill, nearly got a second. Does find it with the flick there, though. He's getting pushed in now, trying to switch to the pistol, but he can't recover, and Ocelots swarm in for the kills. They're taking down everyone. Left, right, and center. S. Walker at the forefront. 2-on-2.
Now, with over a minute to play, with the bomb will get planted, so it's going to allow them to move into position and try and fend off this retake. It's going to be coming on either side. Socklin's going to go in for the first kill, though, with his Car 98. And in the meanwhile, Aerox is moving around the back of S. Walker, who will be feeling the pressure right about now. The bomb planted for him, going to start to get tickled onto, and now he's going to charge down with his Thompson. Gets the first kill, somehow still alive. I was sure he would get traded out almost instantaneously, and with 15 seconds left, all he has to do is just waste about 5 seconds now. He can just go and try and bait out the sound cues. In the meanwhile, the bomb has just been taken off by Soklon. He can't win this round. It's all over. He's going to try and take the card away from S. Walker at the very best and to get that Thompson away from him as well, but it doesn't matter. The round's done.
What a round from S. Walker, man. I mean, the early kills were actually going in favor. Really good job in close quarter situation with the scope to even find that second kill was quite miraculous, but eventually is overwhelmed as you'd expect. Does come down to a 2-on-2. Like you said, I think that really just comes down to one missed shot from Soklin. Like one missed bullet changed that round. If he could have made that trade right away, that's a round for Article 51. He happened to miss it. Gave a chance for S. Walker to retreat, reset, regen, burn the clock, and take the round. So just crazy to think that sometimes a round could just come down to one bullet.
Made amends for it there, though. That's a beautiful shot onto copy. And Jackie's has gone down to, once again, the nades costing lives of Ocelots. It seems like if the nades don't work, though, there isn't much that Article 51 can do about Ocelots and their continued aggression through mid. This time it's going to be Elzoy. He goes to the peak. He's going to miss his shot and could get punished with his life. He's going to go down to the hands of Soklon. Ono came in with the assist. Last two players, Etney and S. Walker. Long A and mid-house, respectively. But, I mean, this is such a huge ask for them to manage to get out of here in the first place. You can see the positions of Ono and Soklon not actually in the A site, opting to go behind the tank and mid instead. This is going to make sure that all the angles are covered. And now S. Walker has given his position away. They're going to try and push on to A. But at this point, this is where you're expecting to see Black Main start to fend off as well. And Etney, with the shotguns, able to get one. But that really is only a small fraction of the problem that faces off against him. As soon as he goes to the upper side of the site, he's going to get sprayed from Ono and Duffer, who are both laid in wait on Broken Wall. He's doing a lot of damage, though. I mean, to be fair to Etney, he's not going down without a fight. He's being a real nuisance, a real pain in the backside. 11 seconds remain, though, so he's going to have to go in for the plant, and there's Duffer with his Springfields. It's all over.
I think it just really comes down to the fact that Duffer keeps pushing through B, and so he's either finding early duels and perhaps winning it for the team off of that, or he gets the information to let his A players settle in, let the rotations come through, and so they're able to deny Ocelots a lot of space and deny kind of their options too, because once you kind of leave one side of the map left alone, you can't really safely swing to that side. You have to kind of commit to where you already are, and then it just comes down to duels at that point. Luckily for Article 51, they were on the winning end of the bulk of them in that round, and now it's just one round away from tying it up again. Early nades at middle, though, favor Ocelots. They get the opening pick, but Ano and Blackmane, they're pushed up at the connector house. They could definitely tee off against these mid players. It's going to come down to these key duels. As Duffer, again, he pushes through B. He knows what's up. He's flanking behind.
Nice kill on the site by Aerox. That's going to buy them up a little bit of wiggle room, but Duffer's gone down. So the flank has been put down with authority. And in doing so, Aerox trying to dart across. Did see a player, but he's been picked out by Elzoy now. And Ono, who's just back towards the spawn. I mean, maybe he can get a kill with the STG, but you have to feel as soon as position is given away, I mean, it's pretty much all done and dusted. Bomb's going to get planted as well, just to make matters even worse for him. And yeah, he's a dead man. Maybe he can get some kills before he falls, but it's inevitable at this point. And of course, who else but Elzoy to get the last bullet into him?
Yeah, I think that was kind of one of those weird situations where Duffer's flank just really actually became more of a burden on his team for that particular round. When he went down, it felt like Article 51 kind of doubted themselves. You saw Ano and company start shifting away from A and actually start rotating towards B because they thought when Duffer went down that Ocelots were going to jump on the opportunity to swing to the other side. So they kind of, second-guessed themselves and started to reposition, and that actually gave Ocelots a chance to kind of just come through and solidify their stance on the A side of the map and kind of catch players in awkward space. And now they're just one round away from taking the first map in this best of three, as they do get up in middle again. Equal exchange thus far. Now Zoe getting on top of the tank, clearing out the A-bomb site. They're moving at rapid pace, but Duffer's fighting well.
Jackis nearly connects for a second, but it's going to be S. Walker that finishes off Blackmane. He can't escape. Soklon with the shotgun heroics. But again, it just seems like they're outnumbered at all times. If the early trades don't go heavily in favor of Article 51, it's over. Duffer, though, STG in hand, is good for one, but no more. And that's going to be the first map going away from Article 51 into the hands of Ocelots. Now, the way it's going to work is that the loser of the first map, which is Article 51, will now pick which map they want to play next.
Indeed. So we'll wait and see what their selection is going to be. That round, by the way, total chaos, I feel like. I mean, I don't agree with me, but the trades were just happening so rapidly, but it just seemed like Ocelots were always one step ahead. Apparently, they need to reset the server real quick as well, but